Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
I'm Spencer.
I'm Dan.
And this is the Board Game Rundown. Today we're going to review Everdell Farshore. This is the newest Everdell game. Everybody is very excited about it, all the buzz and everything. This is going to be a Gen Con release. We were lucky enough to have Tabletop Tycoon offer to send us one for review in advance. But reviews, full disclosure, we give our
Honest opinion.
Yeah, our honest opinion. That's what we do here.
Yep.
So Everdell Farshore, we're gonna have videos for like how to plays, and we actually will also have like a full playthrough. So I'm not gonna go like super in depth on like all of the rules. A few of the differences though. So like Everdell, place a worker, play a card, or pass. Right? It's very straightforward. Unlike Everdell, normally when you had that construction, it would allow you to play the critter that was tagged with it for free. That you don't get to do anymore. Now you've got these awesome metal anchors, and basically what it does is if your construction tag matches the critter tag, then you can put an anchor on that construction and then play a critter of that same tag, right? So the green one, right? I could play a green critter for free. And now that ability has basically been used on this. So the anchor marks that. You only get 3 anchors. There's no way to get more anchors. So use them or lose them.
Quick question, Tim.
Yeah.
Could I have done that? Like put it on one that's in the bin?
No, you'd
Okay.
actually have to build
Okay,
that.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
Tableau.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, but the way you did that, I was
No,
like,
I just
Yeah,
played
wait a
them.
again,
minute.
because think of these as these being in your hand, not in
Right.
your tablet.
Right.
Right. So if
Which
I
is-
had played this and then my next action, I
Gotcha.
could have then
Anchored
put
it
the anchor and
and
played
played
a
a card.
critter.
Yep.
Yep.
You're good.
So
Double checking.
another thing that they do that I really like is in the market, when a duplicate card comes out in the bay, what you're going to do is you're just going to put that card on top, which is a nice thing to keep the market fresh. There are these variable worker placement spots down here, the islands, but then in the summertime, the seas rise, and so the last player to prepare for the next season gets to pick which 2 islands go face down. Also important, there is this wind-swept track that runs along the bottom with all these seashells. There's going to be cards that are going to trigger these wind-swept tokens that will allow you to move on that track. It's going to give you basically a wild resource that if you don't spend is worth 2 points at the end of the game. Other than that, it's pretty close to a very similar game with maybe 1 or 2 things here or there. But if you know how to play Everdell, you're going to jump into this pretty quick. There's a giant lighthouse that you can build, and then you can put your extra workers that you're gaining in future seasons, just like the big old tree. But you're not putting cards on that tree anymore. Now everything is all out here on the board.
Purely decorative.
Yeah, mostly. All right, guys, I'm going to just go around and get your thoughts on Everdell Farshore. Bobby.
Yeah. So I have 0 Everdell experience. I've never played the original one, never played the deluxe, none of that. This is my first Everdell game. I enjoyed it as a worker placement game. I do like the cards, the different tags. I kind of wish the tags were in a different location, so they didn't quite blend in with the resources you're paying to cast them, and they're easier to spot.
They are close together.
They are a little close together. And like putting out top, maybe you could have splayed them a little easier or something to that effect, or down below, so you could still splay them and see their abilities maybe. That would have been nice. But I do love the bits. You know, I'm a huge fancy bits person. These anchors, metal, I don't know if you can hear that. But it's
Well done.
yeah. But those are super cool. And then the player pieces, super colorblind friendly, right? Because it's like you're not just playing colors; you have different animals, right? Someone's playing beavers. I was the ducks.
Spencer has
Sebastian-
crabs.
Yeah, Spencer has crabs.
Always.
And then there was Dan. But the but no, the bits are really nice. Odd shaped board, which is neat. So right, not to get us away from the traditional, just rectangular, boring board. Modular islands, which are cool. I'm assuming there are more than those 4
Yes,
islands
I
that are
shuffled them
available.
and- yeah.
Yep. So that's cool. That kind of like changes it up a little bit. I enjoy that. I won. So that's always a bonus.
Negative.
I like how like a lot of things like change up. So it's like as you're going through each turn or each season, critters get you a bonus this time. Oh, it's the traveling companions, or it's this icon, or it's the buildings, or it's uniques or commons, and so it changes on what you kind of want to aim for each turn. And then there's the little tag race there for those, and then it's neat how they, even if you don't get there first, you can still use that to bump up points on other ones. Like it's like the last person to go there, you're like 0. Why was it 0? We were trying to figure out. I was like, oh yeah, because it would still count for points for the other one. So that was neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, so I enjoyed my experience overall, and I would definitely want to play it again.
You enjoyed your experience on the far shores of Everdell. Huh?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Spencer?
This is also my first time in any Everdell game, but I also enjoyed it. You have to be very careful about the order you play things, because you could lose a lot of points if you play things in just the wrong order, which I did a couple times. And but I do like that you can use your anchors. I put it on my building, and I will take the one over here, so that I don't have to pay for the really expensive one, and I get rid of it from everyone else. I didn't think that these guys give enough points at the end.
I think because you're getting them kind of like, I don't say arbitrarily, but you're just getting them as a side effect of playing the game. So it's just another way to try to, grab some extra points out of it.
They seem like most people would assume something like that is like an end game big scoring thing, but they give trickle points. A few.
I mean,
the more you do it, the more
I
you'll
had
get.
like 30 points off of mine.
Yeah,
that's not trickle
okay, that's
points.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Is pretty big.
Yeah,
That's
you just didn't
40% of
focus
Bob's
that.
points.
Yeah, so you didn't really focus on that. So probably why I felt like it trickled.
maybe not
Probably
40.
like I had 4 of them. 3 of them were 2s, and the extra one.
25% of your points.
And I also like how you can win in so many different ways. I mean,
Right.
I went
All
and
the
I
way
got a
around
lot
the
of
track.
points with the 60 points there. And
Did you get all the way up
lots
to
of treasures.
60?
He did.
Yeah, I
Wow,
didn't
and you
bother
still
to
lost?
move
You're
it twice.
terrible.
Yeah, I know. I'm terrible.
It's just I was that good.
I came in.
Never mind.
I was
Sorry.
first loser.
Yeah, he was first loser. That's what I'm kind of figuring out there. So the non-Everdell experienced people did much better.
Oh,
So you're saying if you played
interesting.
normal Everdell, just stick to it, stick to what you're good at, and don't try the new one. Is
Oh,
that
I'll
what
have
you-
something to say about
Okay.
I like the art on it.
The art
it's
was cute.
consistent. The art's
Yeah.
cute. You didn't mention these guys are squishy.
They are
Kinda
squishy.
cute.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, it's a good worker placement game. It has a couple of unique mechanics. I do like the shared hand kind of thing here.
Right.
Dan?
Oh, is that it? Pass.
Yeah, pass.
Yeah, it's a fun game. Well, first of all, if you guys are interested, at the end of this video, we're gonna have a full playthrough of the game. So not in this video, but there'll be a link to it when it's out in the top, and also the end of the video will probably just straight up link to it. So if you're interested in seeing that, we have that. So the 2 questions are: if you haven't played Everdell, well, listen to what everyone just said, right? That's what you're getting yourself into. If you have, what are you getting here? So you have to like the boat system with the wind system is really the main thing, and then the limited stuff with the anchor, like Tim said. So as someone who has finally, out of this group, played Everdell, out of the people who have talked, I thought this was an improvement. I really liked the anchor being more limited with that, man, this is like, I kind of want to insta-play this creature, but when we played, as you'll see in the video, I used 2 of my 3 anchors in the first round of the game, because I was just, let's get this engine building going, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
And it was working at first, and then I fell apart, because that's how I play games. And then this boat thing I think is really cool. It's a really cool thematic way to add in the wind is blowing your ship if you follow like the rules of nature in this world, right? So like, hey, I want you to play a green and a critter. Yes, sir, Mother Earth, and you play it, and she blows you in the direction of points, right?
Like we have
really
a sloop
cool.
here. The sloop moves you 2 spaces, and then I had like a sailor that could activate the sloop, and so
Yeah.
every time it was moving so
It's
far.
a schooner, Spencer.
Yeah, the car. They do a very good job in both versions of Everdell of, while it's very dumb anthropomorphic animals, they do a really good job of making them feel really thematic and fun. I like the cards of this game a lot, and a lot of the cards, I could probably guess you what they do without knowing just by the name, because they do a really good job of tying the mechanics to the card design. So that's a huge plus for me. So the question is, if you already own Everdell, from my perspective, if you already own Everdell, do you need this? That's a really tough call. I'm not sure. You're getting a lot of a similar experience, and I think slightly improved. So that's up to you if you have the means to go out and get a second game that's just, I have Nemesis and I have Nemesis Lockdown, which is just a slightly better version of Nemesis, to me. So some people are willing to do that for games they really like, other people aren't. That's going to be up to you. If you don't own Everdell and you're going to get one of the 2 games, I would get this one. I actually really liked what this changed and what this did to Everdell. I don't love either version. When we get to my scoring, you'll see that what I gave Everdell is going to be about the same as this one, I think, although I don't remember. But yeah, I think this is a fun tableau builder with some really cool mechanisms that they added with maybe a bit overproduced.
Oh, sure.
That's
Have you met Everdell?
Yeah, exactly. They know what they're getting into.
Yeah, I would say overproduced, but yet we still ran out of components.
Yeah, that's
Also true. Yeah, you maniacs with the seashells.
Yeah.
I guess I had over 12, so I used dice as
over
well.
12.
I know, it's ridiculous. But no, anyways. So I agree with basically everything that everybody said. I think that this is a little bit of an improvement over regular Everdell. That's not counting expansions and stuff like that.
Right.
But I do like the differences that this brings to the table. Again, I want to second the whole anchor mechanic being really neat because that's a nice restriction. But in a way, it kind of also opens it up. So you're not just limited to the Lighthouse Keeper card if you have the Lighthouse. I mean, it's any card that matches the tag of the Lighthouse you can play with using the Anchor and the Lighthouse. So it kind of opens it up, but you only get to do it 3 times. So it doesn't make it overpowered. And again, a little bit of push and pull of like, oh, when do I do it? Because if you're sitting on all 3 anchors by the last turn, I don't know if maybe you'll find enough good things to like pop, trigger your engine and make all those things pop, but maybe not. Anyways, I really enjoy this game. I love the tight worker placement, but you have so few workers that even then, like, there's still places to go that still make sense. It just may not have been your most optimal move, but it's still not a move. I never made a move that just felt like a waste. Like, well, I still have this worker.
My very last action.
You know what? Okay.
I literally had a worker I couldn't use.
Okay, fair. But I mean, that came down to the very end.
Right.
And also, that's what you
need
get
it.
for waiting too long to use all your workers.
No, my tableau was full. I
Yeah.
literally couldn't build or do anything else.
Sure.
I just had a worker.
Yep.
And the
Oh no,
hunts.
your
I'm gonna
100
keep
whatever
saying it.
point tableau was full.
Right.
know.
You could
I
have put
could've
him
done
back up here
more.
and taken another tag.
I couldn't. I didn't meet the requirement.
Oh,
Well, play better.
Play
Already-
better.
I had 4 of the tags already. Sorry.
Jeez. You only beat Spencer by like 18 points.
I know.
You could have done better.
I could have done better.
But no, I like all of the things that this game adds. I feel like it does a lot of really good things. This is Everdell Plus, at least base game Everdell. I'm going to just put that out there. But no, I had a really good time. I personally think the artwork is amazing. I love it. This theme and everything, this is like I can get my family to play this.
Yes.
Even though this is like sneaky, middleweight engine.
A sneaky middleweight card
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
I cannot wait till in this hobby we don't have to say that sentence anymore.
It's
What,
disguised
middleweight?
as
I can
lightweight.
get my family to play this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People just need to realize board games are good.
I know.
And just get over it.
They're learning.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
that's
taking
what I'm
a while.
saying. We're getting
Yeah,
there.
it's
The
progress.
hobby's taking off.
And
really is.
the great thing about this game, though, is you got 3 choices to do on your turn.
Yeah.
Play a card, place a worker, or pass.
That's right.
And if you pass, you're done,
Yeah.
for the round.
Just don't pass early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't pass early. Agreed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I had a good time with this. I think it was pretty good.
I'm just joking about my brother's one of those people that every time we're going to play a board game, he goes like, come on, Dan, like this is like your thing. Like, and then he sits down and plays and he goes, oh my, I loved that. He literally, last time I played a game with him, he said, why don't we play board games more often? And I'm just like, I've been trying to say
Hey,
this for years.
that's a pretty standard thing in the hobby too.
That's what I'm saying though. This idea of people are like, they'll play this because it's just like, yeah, listen, this one's good. Just because you don't care about the theme,
Right.
it's good.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
Yep.
Meta.
Yeah. All right, let's go into our final scores for everything. Dan.
He almost did it.
Almost.
Dan. How does that work?
Hey guys, we're all gonna score it from 1 to 10, and then we're gonna average them together so the Board Game Rundown itself has a score as a YouTube channel, like on Board Game Geek and stuff like that. But yeah, let's give our own personal scores first.
Bobby.
Okay, Dan.
That's you. What do you got?
I really enjoyed it. Like I liked it more than I thought I would, to be honest with you, because I've just kind of been like anti-Everdell-ish. But I'm gonna give it an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it.
Spencer.
I think I'm going to end up on an 8 as well. I was 7.5, but I think I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah, that's where I was. Then like
Yeah,
the components
exactly.
bumped it to the 8 for me because I'm a fancy bit.
It was the
person.
art for me.
Yeah.
Daniel.
I am a 7.5. I was more debating the other way between a 7 and a 7.5. Again, I just don't love the Everdell guys for some reason, but again, I mean, a 7.5 is really good.
Pretty good score.
Still a good score.
But yeah, I'd give this a 7.5, and comparatively, the other Everdell game would fall around a 7 for me. That's what I was thinking. So
There you
this
go.
is just a little bit more interesting to me.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. They did a good thing then, right? They
Yeah, sure.
improved. They
Yep,
improved
improved
upon
it.
the previous model. 8.5 for me. I mean, this
Wow.
is a game that'll hit the
Real
table
good.
a lot. I can teach it easily. If we're playing this at conventions or meetups, people want to play it, and so the value is there. For a game that you'll get a lot of mileage out of.
All right, so I think that tells me that Spencer and I are right. Beep, boop, 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 boop. It's an 8.
It's an 8. That's great. That's great. It's a good score. We had a really good time playing it. I think we all, even learning was pretty easy to do.
Oh,
There
yeah.
is a solo deck, which we did not touch, but you can play this solo. We played it one time at full player count and had fun with it. So I don't know. I don't have a lot else to add. I thought it was really good. Another good outing for me in the Everdell, Starling Games umbrella. Anything else, guys?
No. Check it out. You guys know what you're getting into.
Subscribe.
I would say,
Nah.
let the winds forever be in your favor.
Aw.
Very cool. For the board game rundown, I've been Tim.
Bob.
Spencer.
Dan.
Thanks for watching.